everybody, it is Freekbass and welcome to this week's edition of BASSTalk with Freekbass. I'm here every Wednesday night, live 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching over at the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com, the Freekbass channel, hello to everybody. If you're digging what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. That really helps get the video out there to lots of folks in the bass community. I really appreciate that. And if you're watching over at Facebook, hello everybody in Facebook world. That'd be facebook.com Freekbass Music. So if you're hopping back and forth between social channels, that's awesome. And if you're over at the Facebook page, as you're watching this, if you can hit the share button, that would really be cool. Really helps get the video out there in the world of bass in Facebook land, and also hit for live notifications. So, but again, I'm here every Wednesday night. We talk everything bass here on this channel. The last couple of weeks we did some reviews. I think last week I did the sub-octave bass fuzz by MXR, just an amazing pedal, massive sounding pedal. And I think we did an MXR pedal before that, a week before that, which is the bass envelope filter. So we'll always cover that kind of stuff, new gear, new bass unboxings. A few months ago, we did an unboxing of one of the basses I've been using for a little bit. And but for this week, I wanted to kind of jump over into kind of slap, thump, pluck world and talk a little bit about a technique that's used a lot, that I use a lot, which is pull-offs. So where you're actually, it's kind of the opposite of what a hammer-on is. I'm sure if you don't know what a hammer-on is, it's where you hit like one note and you like literally have your hand come down to that note. Well, the pull-offs are kind of like the exact opposite of that. It's where you hit a note and you pull the string away, you know, whether it be down to another fret, or in this case, and the bass line I'm going to show you today, it's in regards to pulling off actually to a whole open string. And the bass line I'm going to show you that you heard me playing as we started the show tonight, we just released a single yesterday. It's a song called Get Down. It's available at all the streaming platforms, so please check it out, stream it as much as you can. And a video too. I'll put the video in the link description here too, so you can check it out as well if you're interested. It's a song called Get Down. And so I wanted to kind of create this kind of bridge section where I just got a little kind of crazy on the bass, and I wanted to try to incorporate some different techniques, and this is one of the techniques I used. And let me play the bass line. You heard me playing with the music. Let me play it just by itself now. It goes like this. Kind of went up and down a little bit too. Okay, so there's the bass line right there. So the big thing that, you know, you hear me doing, first off, you know, we're in the key of C, by the way. We're in the key of C minor. And what I'm doing in terms of what notes I'm going to, and we've talked about this a lot in here. You know, I'm always talking about how important it is to think about theory in terms of writing bass lines. Well, just to let you know what I'm doing, I'm going to that minor seventh. In the case of C, it would be the B flat, to the majors, well, to the natural six, which would be an A. So we would kind of be in if we're in the modes, we would kind of be like considered to be in the Dorian mode, because we've got a flat seven with a raised six. So again, whenever you're playing that kind of funky, groovy stuff, Dorian Mode is a great one to experiment with. If you want to know more about the Dorian Mode, go back. I'll link that in here too as well. I did a video on the Dorian Mode too, and you can go back and watch that video, and it really goes in depth about the Dorian Mode and how important it is, especially when you're playing like funk and groove oriented stuff. Again, so I'll link that in the description here below. But in this case, what's nice about doing in the key of C is when I go to that B flat, when I do the pull off, and by the way, the technique of the pull off, what you're doing, you're essentially, especially when you're doing it in plucking situation, you can do it with finger style too, but literally what I'm doing, I'm plucking that, that B flat, which is nice because also it's the bottom string too, which makes it a little easier for plucking. And as opposed to just plucking that note, what I'm doing is I'm plucking it and I'm pulling off, then I'm literally, thus the pull off, like that. Now, what I kind of always think of it is, you don't want to just go, sometimes people make a mistake of just kind of going, just like lifting up their finger like this way, like straight off the fretboard. You want to almost kind of like flick it down towards the floor, like you're flicking like a flea or something off your fingerboard, like that. So I'm hitting it and I'm kind of doing that, like almost a little separate pull. And then when I come back up to that note, just if you want to play along with this bass line if you're interested, then I do a technique which I come back down on my hand, like my full hand on my right hand, and I almost create like a like another percussive sound, almost like almost like a rim shot, but again on my bass. I'm like we always say, I'm a drummer that plays notes. We talk about that a lot here. So I pull it off, come down, and then pull it with leaving it on. All right, and then I do the exact same thing, but I'm just going to the A note, same thing. So, pulling it off. And again, pull-offs don't have to necessarily be to an open string. You could, if you ever do a pull-off on a fretted note to another fretted note, the big advice I would give to you is already have your finger at, like say if I was going from B flat to A, already have your finger at that A, so when you pull off, it's not like you're gonna go, like you're not flipping between fingers like this, because you don't get the tone as well. If you already have your finger already down there, it's already in place and it sounds way better. But like in the case of this song, and not that we're talking about this in this video, but what I do here, just to let you know, and it's a fun little technique, I'm sliding up to this high C, which is the key red. So I'm thumping, I'm like thumping from about the G, which is the 5th fret on the D string, up to that 7th fret, plucking the E flat, which is the minor 3rd to C, and coming back to C again. So I kind of like, it's a nice little kind of like cherry on top for the finish of the line. Like that too as well, all the way across. So that is the pull-off technique. You're going to hear me, a lot of, there's a lot of other thump techniques I'm using in this. Again, go back in past videos and I'll get way depth in that, but I wanted to really focus on the pull-off aspect of everything too. And when you're doing it to an open string, or even if you're doing it to a fretted note, I really like the way, I think it adds like a little extra nice percussive aspect of coming back down, especially when you're thumping it. You don't have, you can play, you can do it finger style too. Don't think it doesn't have to be thump and pop it or slap bass to do it, but it's effective. You can really you can see, by the way, I mentioned this a lot in past videos, when I'm plucking too, I'm not being timid about it. I'm pulling that string hard. You might break a string now and then, but it'll be worth it for the tone that you're getting. Like that 2 all the way across. So let me play this groove one more time. You can kind of hear, again, now that you kind of know what, you know, the secret behind the curtain, and this isn't here in context. All right, so that is pull-offs. Have fun with it, whether it's, and you incorporate that with the hammer-ons. That's a hammer-on, you got the pull-off. And all of a sudden, you know, you just have all these cool little just musical things you can do to enhance and make your bass line, give it some more personality, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make our bass sing. You know, it's all based off what we do with our hands. You know, again, singers have their diaphragm. You know, trumpet players, horn players, they can do things with their mouth, tighten things up to kind of give it musical. Everything we do is with our hands. So the more different techniques we can do with our hands, that's it. So that's it. Make sure if you get a chance, check out the video. Again, it's below. The song is called Get Down. It's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music. Just came out yesterday. Well, depending on when you watch this video, it came out on Tuesday. But that's it. Thanks for being here. I'm here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Bass Talk with Freekbass. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. And, of course, Twitch, too. We see you over there, too. Thanks for starting to get a little bit more subscribers over there. Appreciate